Hi, and welcome to the County Records Research Video Tutorial Library. We just learned how to set up our Trustee Sale Bidding Service account in the previous video, and today we're going to learn how to go ahead and log in on our account and pick a property that we want to bid on. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my account. Notice with the image that we have here, if you can't make it out, you have the option to hit the change image button and get a different one. But I'm going to go ahead and see if I've got that one right, and I do. Once I'm logged into my main account, I have my welcome screen that has my list of counties, and I have the property search button at the bottom here, and I also have it up on top. I'm going to select property search now, and then I'm going to pick Los Angeles County South as my search zone. And we're going to scroll down to the general property search screen. Remember, if we're looking to place bids with our bidding service account, we're going to want to look at upcoming trustee sales. So I'm going to switch my choose one option from notice as a default to upcoming sales. And let's say that I'm looking to buy properties in a certain area, and I'm going to specify Long Beach. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to specify, since today is already the 8th, I don't think I'm going to place a bid for today because it's a little late for me to do that. So I'm going to set my auction information for tomorrow through the 22nd, and I'm going to go ahead and hit only active sales as a search option. And let's just say, for instance, that I only want to bid on foreclosing first. So I'm going to select that option as well. And I'm going to go ahead and hit search. Now this is going to bring up a report of properties in Long Beach that are set to go to auction on the dates I specified. Notice that the report has 0 to 20 of 35. If I want to see all 35, I'm going to select the 40 option down below. And as I scroll further down, here's my list of properties. So let's just say that I'm interested in the very first one on the list. And this is a property on Myrtle Avenue in the city of Long Beach. It's worth $523. The bank is owed about $444, and I have a suspicion they might even offer the property up for less. So I'm going to open the Myrtle Avenue property. Now notice for the presentation I'm using Google Chrome as my browser. Notice up on top I can select back my search results tab. I just want to point out to you that there's a bid now option on the right hand side of my page in this list of properties, so I could have selected the bid now option there and gone into my bidding service account that way. Instead, I'm going to go back to my property profile, and you'll notice up on top I've got the bid now option up on top as a dark blue button with bid now in white letters. As I scroll further down the page, I've got my auction information, so I see that the auction is set for the 9th, and the lender has not set an opening bid yet. Again, I suspect that they might drop it below the amount that's owed, and so I might have an opportunity to pick up this property for even less than the $444,000 that the lender says that they're owed. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select the bid now option. Now I have to log into my bidding account. And hit submit. Now this is my bidding account page. Notice this is the Myrtle Avenue address. It's nice and easy to read. Notice we're referencing the fee that we'll get in the event that County Records Research is able to buy the property for me. Remember from the previous record that the amount owed to the lender is $444. So let's just say, for instance, that I'm interested in spending that amount. Then I could put my bid as $445, let's say. But let's just say again that I'm interested in spending less, and I'm hoping the lender will discount that amount. So let me go ahead and put in a bidding amount of $400. So I'm going to make my maximum bid $400,000. Now, notice that in this format, we also have a current high bid amount in the event that someone else using the County Records Research bidding service has already placed a bid on this particular property. Now, if they have, and if I already have checks in with the system, because that's again assuming that I'm going to be bidding at the auction, we always recommend that we have our checks in the system a minimum of 24 hours before the scheduled auction, preferably 2 days. But 24 hours is a minimum time to get the checks into our hands, the cashier's checks, as well as a power of attorney. So I'm going to go ahead and place my bid for the $400,000. I notice that there is no other high bid on the property, so that indicates to me that I am right now the only bidder. Now down below is where I'm going to put my information on how I want my title to be recorded, and I'm going to put my address for where I want my documents to go. Now I'm going to receive to this address my trustee's deed upon sale in about 2 weeks after the date of the auction. I'm also going to receive a check for any overbid monies. For instance, let's say that I gave County Records Research a check for $400,000 even to bid for me at the auction, but the lender turned around and opened the auction for $350,000. Remember, the key to our service is that we're not going to spend the $400,000 if we don't have to. If the opening bid at the auction is $350,000, then our bidder is going to open the auction bidding on your behalf at $350,001. If there's a succeeding bid, if there's another bidder at the auction that's competing with us, then we're going to represent your interest in your behalf, and we're going to bid up in $100 increments. That's exactly as it states right here. Now I've got to finish off my address. And then if I go further down, then I'm going to simply accept the terms of service by checking on the box. And here's our agreement. You're going to get a copy of this in your email, but it is important that you just go through it and understand what the limitations are of the service, what we do, and how we do it for you. And just understand that if there's somebody else that has a higher bid on the property, we're going to represent the highest supported bid in the system, which means the highest bid that someone's given us on this property where they actually have cashier's checks to back it up. No checks, no bid. Now for that reason also just remember, you can get started with this service, placing bids in the system, and your bids are not going to be valid until you've actually gotten us the cashier's check and the power of attorney to back them up. So you can go in here and place bids experimentally as you're testing your abilities and actually gauging what happens at the auction. It's important that you practice so that when you go and actually place bids on the properties, you're comfortable with the process. And if you haven't attended the auction, we also recommend you do that too. Attend our foreclosure field trips and actually go to the auction location if you would, and meet our bidder that bids for you at the auction. It'll make you feel better about the whole process if you understand exactly what happens whether you're there or not. Now as I scroll back down the page, notice I have a button here to simply add this property to my list, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now the system's just picking up my bid. Now it's accepted my bid and it's returned me back to my account screen. And on the next presentation, we're going to actually go in and take a look at this account screen and how we can check the status of our bidding service account.